I'm at 53 over 44. Not a good number to be at, as I'm not going to be able to produce any more units. And there goes another Viking for Pain. So he is really focusing on popping my overlords again and again, and that's a really good thing to do if you're a Terran player. Let's take a look at the upgrades. Meanwhile, we haven't looked at another tab for a while. Hydralisk still at 0-0. They do have range. Zerglings at 0-0. They do have speed, however. And meanwhile, PainUser here has a pretty menacing force of just Hellions and a Thor and some ragtag Marines. But I really like how PainUser has adapted his build. He's getting these forces which deal with Ling Hydra very easily because he knows that I don't like roaches, and so it's actually my fault. It's actually a fault of mine when I play Zerg. I should get roaches because that would demolish this army. But here we go, PainUser gonna start encroaching onto my territory. This is kind of like the buffer zone. This creep is the buffer zone before they can get to the Mother Russia. And so this is like Poland and Ukraine and stuff. But here comes the Hellions, and how much damage are they going to be able to do? Hellions do a lot of damage to Hydralisk. Keep in mind, because the Hydralisks are light armored, and there we go, lots of flamethrowers being put onto the Hydras. Lots of pressure right now at my front door, and if I can micro this effectively, get that high ground advantage, I might be able to hold this off. Spinecrawler also poking away as well. And it looks like a couple more Hydras spawning just in time might be able to hold this off. These two Vikings going into assault mode to help PainUser, but he is forced to fall back. And unfortunately for him, this Thor is not going to make it out alive. Well, it's going to be close. Miss micro right here as the Thor just two-shots Hydra. Is so powerful. But as this Thor limbers away, the Hydralisk will catch up to it because they have that speed upgrade. And so both of us are trading huge armies, but I don't think anybody did any economic damage, so I think that was a pretty fair battle for both of us, as I took some building damage, but I didn't lose any of my workers. I kept my cool, and I am getting another expansion up right here at the gold expansion. Meanwhile, PainUser being smart, gonna try to recede the creep a little bit by scanning these creep tumors, and of course I'm gonna come out here and try to protect that. Gonna push away this Thor and Hellions combination. And here comes another command center for PainUser. So he's thinking about grabbing this gold expansion down in the bottom right hand corner. Smart play so far from Pain, but I still feel like I'm slightly ahead. After that major battle, he wasn't able to do the damage that he wanted to, and Zerg can rebuild so much faster. On top of that, I have this gold expansion. I just need to get it saturated. And here comes some drones right now in the Congo line, gonna try to get some income for me at the gold. Now, if we look at the production tab, you guys can see that PainUser is actually getting siege tanks out right now. And I do have to say that siege tanks, during this replay, this was prior to the nerf to siege tank damage. Before they did actually 60 damage on their Crucio shot cannon. Now they only do 50, but during this replay, the siege tanks were not nerfed as of yet. So we'll see if that comes into play. As these four Hellions looks like they're gonna go exploring over here, and there's actually quite a few drones over here. This could be really bad. If I lose a lot of drones, I do lose about 5 or 6 right there. Let's keep an eye on that harvester count as several drones getting burned away by these Hellions. The pre-igniter just devastating. This Hellion has 3 kills. Like all these guys have like 3. This guy has 8 kills. My goodness, you guys saw I was at 40 harvesters, now at a measly 25. And that was a huge hit to my economy, suddenly skyrocketing PainUser up to the top. And there are just so many Hellions here that my speedlings are just absolutely worthless. But here we go, I'm gonna run them behind those rocks. And of course, this is what I was saying, if you're a Zerg player on Blistering Sands or any map with a backdoor expansion, exploit it and abuse it with speedlings. And let's see if I can even out the odds here and drastically lower PainUser's economy right now. It looks like my speedling's gonna be forced to fall back somewhat, but meanwhile, major battle going out here, as it looks like I was able to catch PainUser's forces out of position. Gonna use these speedlings to stop the retreat and halt the retreat of PainUser's mech army, and just use my Hydralisk to clean up. And it looks like I am going to demolish the majority of PainUser's army. This could be bad for Pain, and look at that harvester count. It is currently even. Can I take out this command center though? It is gonna be close, but all of the SCVs surrounding the command center gonna repair it, and it doesn't look like I'm gonna be able to kill it in time. Am able to take out that Thor, but these 2 siege tanks up here just blowing my Hydralisk to bitty pieces. And somehow, some way, PainUser able to keep that command center alive. That is so hard to kill a CC when those SCVs are surrounding it and repairing it like that. That's just a nightmare if you're trying to snipe it out, especially if it's a planetary fortress. Which, speaking of planetary fortresses, looks like Pain is getting one down in the bottom right hand at the gold. Meanwhile, another party ragtag of Lings gonna come in here but encounter heavy resistance, like a wall of flame right there, and then a wall of artillery shells. So those speedlings never really got anything done. But if you guys look at the harvester count, I am 48 over 20 right now, and so unless I make some kind of big blunder, I should have this game in the bag. But PainUser has these OP tanks out right now. They do 60 damage per shot. This is prior to the nerf, and of course they do have +1 upgrades, so they are even better. And here, whoa, here comes the Hellions. How much damage am I gonna take right here? There are so many drones. These Hellions could burn them all down, and this is gonna be absolutely horrible. This Infestor, not enough energy to fungal growth, and I think I just lost like 15 harvesters. Let's just keep an eye on that tab. But that was incredibly devastating. I lost so many of my drones right there, and that could be exactly what PainUser needs to get back into this game. He snipes out my hatchery at the gold, which is more than I could say for what I did to his natural. Wasn't able to ever kill his. Too bad drones can't surround and repair. But I'm just so far behind after losing that many drones. The harvester count still has not updated as of yet. But right now I'm just reeling from that hit. I have barely enough economy drones to saturate both my natural and my main, and so things are looking really bad right now. I am getting Carapace level 2, and my Hydras actually are currently at 1-1, but against this many siege tanks, it is just so hard for Hydras to win. And at this point in the game, really the unit that I did need was Roaches, and unfortunately, I guess I'm just not a big Roach fan, but they are very much a critical component to a Terran army, or excuse me, to a Zerg army to combat a Terran army. And here we go. Looks like PainUser gonna be making an advance with his heavy metal army. And the question is, am I gonna be able to punch a hole through this metal? I just don't know if I can, using some fungal growth here or there. But it's looking like a very bleak situation right now, as this mech is just so strong, and PainUser really able to get his economy back up and running so quickly since he does have that gold expansion as well. My Infestors just not able to do what they need to do. Look at how much damage these siege tanks do. They do 65 per shot, and I am withering away the Hellions, but my Hydras, I'm so fearful of running them into the siege tank line. It's just like suicide. And PainUser very well right now could take this game. And here we go, moving my Hydras in, but unfortunately the siege tanks just blowing them all up into Hydra carcasses on the ground. And I guess this is why siege tanks got nerfed. Funny actually, because right after this game was when I believe it was patch 14. Patch 14 came out right after this game, like an hour after, and then they nerfed the siege tanks. So, oh man, this metal army is just absolutely devastating. Along with those Hellions against Hydralisk, there's just not much I can do. PainUser getting the composition he needed, whereas I needed to go Roaches. And so definitely a blunder right there, as my natural expansion now falls, and out of desperation trying to do whatever I can, but it doesn't look like it's going to be enough. Did I just see 17 kills on this siege tank? What a baller tank that is. My goodness. And there you guys see I did do a tech switch into Mutas out of desperation, and if it was a little bit earlier, I might have had a shot, because look at this army. There's really not that much Muta air defense, except for the Thors, of course, but it doesn't look like I'm going to be able to hold, and so that is going to be GG. Just a simple thing as Terran switching into that huge metal army, taking me out, and I do leave the game. And if you guys are wondering, did I call GG? I did call GG. This was over Ventrilo. So hopefully you guys enjoyed that game. I thought it was a pretty close, pretty epic 1 versus 1. And the reason why I really wanted to do this game was because I haven't done a commentary in about 3 weeks, and I really wanted to test my new microphones. So thanks a lot for tuning in, guys. And of course, we're about to reach 100,000 subscribers. I think we're about 5,000 away. So hey, if you guys are watching this right now and you guys don't have a YouTube account, I know it might seem cliche or whatever, but hey, I'd really appreciate it if you guys could make a YouTube account and subscribe. Tell your friends, let them know. 100,000 is that magical number, and let's hope we can get it. So thanks a lot, guys. HD, signing out.